you the number, but they say that the numbers are such that the demography of Delhi is changing. They have taken areas as, I would say, sample units where they have seen as to how the demography of that area has changed. So seeing one unit, they have extrapolated results in many other areas also, which I believe is a very scientific way of conducting a research. Rest, when you go through the research, of course, you will get more to report on, more to know about. Thank you.
So, hours ahead of the Delhi Assembly polls, the JNU report has highlighted the impact of the influx of illegal immigration in the national capital. To understand the bigger picture of what this means for Delhi and the country, Pranesh Kumar Roy joins us on the broadcast. Pranesh, the report highlights the impact that it has had on the city's demography, the impact on economy and strengthening the criminal networks across the national capital.
You know, Pratibha, I want to begin by first addressing the main question, the elephant in the room. This is not something that should surprise any of us. In fact, we have known about this. It's for the first time, however, that something more formal has been put in black and white. It has been in the realm of speculation, you know, rumors, if you will. But for the first time, you have two individuals, Professor Manuradha Chaudhary and Professor Preeti Das. This report that is titled The Illegal Immigrants to Delhi, analyzing the socio-economic and political consequences, this has been documented. The report begins with the executive findings. Before we do a deep dive, I want to highlight a couple of points. Illegal immigration to Delhi has significantly altered the city's demographic landscape with a large influx of migrants coming in from Bangladesh and Myanmar. Who are the people who come in from Myanmar? The Rohingyas. And where do these people settle? According to this report, these migrants often settle in overcrowded neighborhoods such as Silampur, Jamia Nagar, Zakia Nagar, Sultanpuri, Mustafabad, Jafrabad, Dwarka, Govindpuri, where they strain resources and disrupt local cohesion. There's another point in the executive summary that is interesting. It says that the influx creates dense pockets of undocumented population. Now, it's a worrying situation to be in. We are talking about the national capital, Delhi, having pockets where the authorities have no clue of who are the individuals or group of people who are residing there. Then it also says that unauthorized settlements by illegal immigrants have led to the proliferation of slums and unplanned colonies, causing immense pressure on Delhi's already overstretched infrastructure, causing housing, sanitation and water supply. So this is something that affects all of us, regardless of which strata of society you come from. This problem affects all of us, which is why this is such a big one. Let's now do the deep dive I was talking about. Here it is on page number 105, point number 8.7. Let me read this in entirety. The infiltration of illegal immigrants is not only seen as a socio-economic challenge but also a national security concern. India's security establishment has repeatedly expressed alarm over the possibility that extremist groups, and I want to underline this line once again, possibility that extremist groups may exploit porous borders to infiltrate the country. It says high-profile terrorist attacks in India have occasionally involved infiltrators from neighboring regions, underscoring the vulnerabilities posed by the illegal immigration. And as we speak, we are also trying to get in touch with commentators like Colonel RSN, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, who will help us try and put this in context. Our team is trying to dial them as I am reading this report. Security think tanks have raised concern about the potential for radicalization within marginalized immigrant populations. And let me focus on what I think is really an alarming assessment. It says marginalization combined with economic hardships is a potential ground for violent extremism, whether it manifests in Islamist militancy or other forms of political violence. Now, Times Now is not saying it. It is this report prepared by the two authors from JNU who have put this in black and white. So the question to all political parties concerned who have perhaps trivialized the need for a greater demographic data transparency in how illegal immigrants settle here. Because you see, this kagas nahi dikhayenge mindset has haunted India before. You know, we've had several debates on it, but it is a result of precisely that. Why should anyone shy away from showing papers if you are not, if you don't have anything to hide? That's really at the root of this debate.
Okay, all right. Pranesh, request you to stay with us. Colonel R.S.N. Singh is joining us on the broadcast. Colonel Singh, this is a damning JNU report, and it says, and it speaks about the influx of illegal immigration in the national capital. It speaks about demographic change caused by this migration and speaks about the threat of potential for radicalization and violent extremism in the national capital.
Yes, this report comes out, in a geopolitical environment when President Trump has initiated a huge debate, and he has really initiated some cogent measures. So maybe this report, has got added value, I would say. And definitely, the geopolitical environment, it impacts the world, it impacts India. You cannot deny the fact. Having said that, what the report says, you just, talked about socio-economic. More than socio-economic, I suppose, this kind of infiltration, it creates a socio-religious strain on India. Because remember, this subcontinent was divided on religious lines. And so therefore, it does put a strain on your social-religious fabric, and then it also impacts on nation building. And whosoever, is coming to India, whether it be Rohingyas or Bangladeshis, they will definitely not be nationals, they will be anti-nationals forever. So since they will be anti-nationals forever, they will constitute a national security threat. It does not take a genius to understand this simple truth. And if you want me to give some examples, I'll tell you that there were attacks in the Kashmir Valley where the Rohingyas did participate or did facilitate these attacks. Attack on Sujwan military camp.
Colonel Singh, I just want to read a few findings that have been mentioned in the report. While it says that Delhi has significantly altered the city's demographic landscape with a large influx of migrants, it also speaks about creating dense pockets of undocumented populations. National security-wise, apart from the burden on the economy, what is the impact that it could have? It says it is creating dense pockets of undocumented population across the national capital.
Yes, how comfortable do you feel in Jamia Nagar, or when you were talking about dense pockets? Or there are many other areas where nobody ventures to go inside. Even the police. So this is not off the mark. And lately, what we have seen is that all these illegal migrants from Bangladesh, they have taken. They have taken to crime in a big way, operating as far as Bangalore. I know so many cases. You can just, you can find out, people have been convicted, who owing their membership to or allegiance to Jamaat.
Yes, there have been a lot of concerns, especially since it mentions potential for radicalization as well.
Yes.
Colonel, I request you to stay with us for just a moment. Speaking about the politics of it and who is responsible for this situation, Udit Raj of the Congress party is also joining us amid the debate over whether political patronage is to blame for this. Mr. Udit Raj, the JNU report speaks about the potential for radicalization and the impact that Delhi is having over the influx of illegal immigrants.
For more than 10 years. Why didn't they stop them to enter? And then, even if they entered, why didn't they filter? And the responsibility to stop the entry of infiltrators is up central government. What has central government been doing?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying in the last 10 years it should have been checked. How is it that the influx of the illegal immigrants went unchecked? Who is to blame? That's the question. This comes amid a global debate on illegal immigration and the impact that it has on demography, the burden that it has on the economy and the crime rates that go up because of the same. Who is responsible for this and the politics around it? We'll speak about that after a very quick break. We'll be right back.